Carrying on with making knobs for things like synthesizers or mixers or any kind of electrical device. I'm going to make something called a chicken knob. I believe it's called that. But just before I do that, I just want to create some kind of sort of like oscilloscope screen. So I'm just going to do this real quick. And we'll see how this goes for making a little screen. So you can either watch this or you can fast forward if you prefer. Just going to do that. Okay, and then I'm going to, let's say we take that and let's press I inset, come in, loop tools, circle, scale it down a bit. And then I'm going to inset one more time and just pull this back just a little bit and scale it in like that. And we're going to go Control 2 and shade smooth. I'm going to come back and put another edge loop here. And what I might do is Shift Alt and click that edge and Shift E and pull to sharpen that up like that. And okay, I think I'll press 1. I'm going to select that, X, get rid of that. I'll bring something in there in a minute. Let's just come back here and select all these edges all the way around. Let's E and S and pull that back like that, little ways. And let's see how creasing that will work. Let's try Shift E just to sharpen that a bit. And what I might do is E and S one more time and E and one back like that. And that would be my screen there. Maybe we bring an edge loop in and tighten that up. Okay, we'll go with something like that. And I might consider bumping that up to 3 just to sharpen that up a bit more. And then to make the screen part, I'm going to bring in a cube. Control 2, I'm going to go ahead and add and apply that. I'll scale it up. I'm going to look from the side in wireframe. It's not a perfect sphere, but I don't really care. I'm going to box select that and get rid of that, and then I'm going to scale that in the Y. Let's look at that in solid view. We'll pull that back. And then I'm going to go Control 2 again and shade smooth. So a lot of polys in there, but I'm not too worried. So that could be our little screen there. So chicken. So here's what we do. I'm going to select that and let's hide that. Shift A, mesh, circle. I'm going to try 18 vertices. Go into edit mode and I'm going to, let's look down from the top. Okay, so I'm going to box select these 3 ones, E to extrude, pull them down a little bit, and S to scale. Sort of to a point, not quite, and just pull it out as much as you think you're going to want. Box select these back ones, E to extrude, pull them out a ways, and scale them out a little bit like that. Okay, so I've got that, E to select it all, E to extrude. I'm going to pull it up, but I'm going to angle it in. So this is my own version of the chicken thing. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to press 3 to go into face selection. Select all these faces, these back ones there, and these ones, and get rid of those faces. So I just have that. Shift and Alt and click that edge there. I'm in edge selection. E and S come in just a little bit. E and S come in again. And E and come down a bit. Just leave it like that. Discolored a bit, so select it all, Alt-10, recalculate outside. Okay, so that's what I want so far. Okay, Control 2 for 2 subdivisions and shade smooth. Now we'll come in here, and just before actually I do that, let's hide that. There is one more thing I want to do. I want to select these edges. I'm in edge selection. That's 3 to look from the side. With those selected, I'm going to press G to grab. I'm going to pull these down. It doesn't have to be straight. It can be on an angle, but I'll do it relatively straight. Okay, let's turn that back on, and this is what we have. Let's go into edit mode and Control R, add an edge loop, and pull it up near the front. This one quite near the back, and this one near the back. Let's come in again. Another one up near the top. We just have to look for pinching. That's okay so far, I think. So let's carry on. Come in here. You can drag an edge loop in here, sharpen that up. We could do one more here if we want to, sharpen that up a little bit. That's looking okay. I'm going to put a little top on here. A lot of them don't have this, but there are different versions of this. Select that edge and copy it, duplicate it, P to break it out. Take that and go F to make a face, E to extrude, pull it down, and with that still selected, delete that face. And then select that face, I to inset, bring it in, shade smooth. Let's take it and recalculate outside just in case. Pull it down and scale it a bit so it fits in there. And then what I'll do is I'll look from the top, and in 3 face selection, I'll select that, scale it down some more, and pull it forward like that. And then I to inset, hold shift, pull it in a little bit, E to extrude, pull it down in the Z, I to inset one more time and pull it in, and you'll get that effect. And that's probably okay. If you really wanted to, we could just focus on that. I could put an edge loop here if we wanted to sharpen that up a little bit. I just wanted that in there. I just think it looks nice. And now what I'll do is I'm going to come in here and let's see. Let's select this edge. This part is optional, and that edge. So we got 1, 2, 3 there. I'm going to press Control B and split, but with there's no segments in there, like that. And then that might not be wide enough. I'll select that face, this face, and this face, and I am going to press I to inset, pull it in just a little bit, E and Alt S, and I'm going to pull down. And then I'm going to bring an edge loop up here just to curve that off a little bit, like that. And then I'm going to come down in here, and I'm going to delete that face. And it's probably good enough, so let's just put one more edge loop in there and Control B and pull it out. Do that right. Just turn that off for a moment. There we go. There's another face in there. I may not have split those wide enough. Yeah, it's something that you could put a different color on if you wanted. It's not all that visible, but okay. Now what I'll do is I'll Shift Alt and click all that bottom edge. I'm going to press E and S, and I'm going to come in just a little bit, and it won't come in evenly, but that doesn't matter. We're not going to see the bottom. Another edge loop down there to sharpen that up. Okay. And that's basically it. What I sometimes like to do, though, is grab another circle, another full circle, something like that. Shift D, pull it down, P to break it out, and I'm going to press F to make face, E to extrude. I'm going to come up, get rid of that face. Let's Alt N, recalculate outside. Let's take this and hide inset, deal with that in a second. Another edge loop down here. And then I like to pull it up and then scale it out. Actually, I do need this bottom face. E and S, I'll just pull that in and pull that up like that. And let's scale this in as ends. I just like to make a little base. I'm just going to scale a bit smaller. And of course, this here, normally there'd be a hole here. I'll just pull that in. I might even get rid of this face, so it looks like that. You know, that's where the bolt would go in. Sometimes I just like to have that there. Let's scale Shift Z and make it a bit bigger. Let's bring back that stuff there. Let's select this, pull it out, and we'll S to scale it all. Let's rotate X 90, so it's that way. And you know, we could certainly get rid of bottom faces there. And this disc at the bottom you don't absolutely need, but sometimes I like to have that. Okay, let's just rotate that, and let's turn on the shadow. Yeah, like this line's not all that noticeable, so it's up to you if you wanted to have that or not. What I could do is I could take all this stuff and put that in a collection, and I'll just call it knob. And then with that there, I could Shift A, collection instance, knob. I could bring another one in. Let's set the origin of geometry on that guy. Just rotate it. Doesn't add any polys by doing that, but if I make any changes to this one, it'll affect that one as well, so keep that in mind. And then you're pretty much set. If you wanted to do anything else, you could. I was thinking I'd make a little panel here. I want to cut it now that it's an end gone. What I'll do is I'll just use the knife tool and just start cutting through. Actually, let's do it like this. If it hasn't gone all the way, I'll just take this and finish the cut up there and finish the cut down here. Doesn't matter if it's straight. I'm going to straighten this in a second. Now that I've got that whole thing selected, I can scale X 0, look from the front, Control B, pull, roll my mouse back to 0 like that, and then I can E and Alt S and pull. I'll just get rid of up here, that face, that face, and I may grab these edges, that one though, and Control B, and I put like one segment in there or something like that. Just so we have something. That may be too wide. If it was too wide, I could come in here in wireframe and box select all of this, right, and press a GX and slide it in. And now I have that. And then of course you could do whatever you wanted to do. I could bring in a circle. 18 is okay. I have to make face rotate X90. I'll extrude it back so I can get rid of that face, and then take the whole thing and Alt N, recalculate outside. Select that front face and Control B. Put a few segments in there and just shade smooth. Scale it in the Y. Then pull it in. You know, use this as a sort of a bolt or something like that. Do something like this, and then I can take this up here and Shift D. I'll put one there. Take the whole thing, Shift D. Those may be a bit big, and take these, Control L, Shift D. I'll put some here, Shift D. I'll put some over there. And then what I'll do is I'll go back in and I'll switch over to individual origins, S to scale, and I can make them smaller individually. And I can pull them in a little bit. So I have that, you know, and then you could do whatever you wanted over here. I could take this, if I needed a panel here, Shift D, G, rotate, and onto any kind of thing you wanted. Just make sure that that's it. Something like that. Something along that line anyhow. Okay, so there's an additional type of knob that you can use on your interface, as well as the other ones that I've done.